Bonjour, bienvenidos, benvenuti, welcome to the Music Polyglot channel. Now, this being the Music Polyglot channel, you'll find good quality subtitles down there. Today, we're going to have a look at Sorry by Beabadoobee, and I'll show you everything that you need to know so you can play the tune the way she plays it. But if you, my friend, if you are a professional player or a very advanced guitarist, well, that was all you needed to know. That's all there is to the tune, so you can go get 'em, Tiger. For the rest of us, let's break everything down in a close-up. Okay, before I start showing you the verse, the first thing we need to talk about is the tuning. This song isn't in standard tuning, so I'll get you to detune your bottom E string down one tone to a D, and your third string, that's your G string, down also, but just a semitone, down to an F sharp. All right? I'll do the same. Let's go. Okay, quick pro tip. Whenever you change the tuning of even just one of your strings, it really is important to check the tuning of all the others. Because of the change in tension on your neck, chances are that your other strings might have come out of tune, so it's worth checking. Now, the second thing, when Beabadoobee plays this tune, she actually detunes her high E string also down to a D, and the B string down also a tone down to an A. So that gives her an open D tuning, which is lovely. Now, I'm not going to get you to do that because in the song we actually never play the top two strings. So we really only just need to detune the strings that we are going to be using. So to recap, we have from low to high D, A, D, F sharp, B, and E. Cool. Verse. Let me play it for you once so that you can see what's going on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. Let's begin by having a look at those chords. The first chord is a B minor. Now, because of the detuning, it looks very different to what you might know. We are only going to be playing the bottom four strings, remember. And you'll need fingers 1 and 2 on fret 9. That's going to be your fourth dot, if you have dots on your neck. And you're going to be on strings 5 and 6. So 2 fingers on strings 5 and 6, fret 9. We play that. And that's chord number 1, B minor. For chord number 2, all we have to do is to take the exact same shape down to the 2nd fret and add the ring finger. And we're going to add the ring finger on the 2nd fret as well of the G string. Give me that. So that gives you that chord, which is an E7. And the third and last chord is the exact same shape but on the 5th fret. That gives you a G major chord. Great. As you can see, the chords are not what's tricky here. What's tricky is the rhythm. So in order to really understand the rhythm here, the first thing we need to talk about is how this strumming pattern is semiquaver based or based around 16th notes. Now, what does that mean for us in practice? That means that if we have our beat that goes 1, 2, 3, 4, we need to be strumming, right hand needs to be going 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and essentially strumming semiquavers all the time relentlessly. Whether we play or not, our hand keeps going down, up, 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 4 times in every beat. This is going to be really important, and not only for this song, but for anything that's semiquaver bass, which is probably like half of music. The first 2 beats in the B minor chord then go 1 and 2 and up. Okay, that translates as down, 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 up. Okay, check out how we have that chicker at the end. Down, 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 up. And that down, up is the chicker. This is a very guitar-y thing to do. When we're changing chords, we kind of cover for that by just playing rhythm. So we're going to have... and then the exact same rhythm on the second chord. Okay, so that whole first bar, very slowly, gives you this. Great. Then we land on the third chord, which we said was a G. And here the rhythm is different. Check it out. Right. Now every beat here is different. So what we're going to do is we are going to build it up together. So the way this is going to work is that I'm going to be looping 1 bar all the time, 1 and 2 and 3 at that tempo, and adding 1 beat at a time. Okay, I suggest you try and play with me. This is going to make a lot more sense if you do that. All right, so the first time I'm just going to play what happens on the first beat. Ready? So here we go. 1, 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2. And I'm just looping the rest of the bar. And again, 1 and 2 and 3. I'm going to add the second beat. 1 and 2 up. And again. Check out that last note, how it's an upstroke. Down, up. I'm going to add the third beat. 1 and 2 up. And down, 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 up, down. I'm going to add the fourth beat. 1 and 2, up, down. Down, 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 up, down, down, up. 1 and 2, up, and 4 beat, and out. 1 and 2, up. Practice that bar until you have it down, and then it'll be a matter of putting both halves of the sequence together. And that sequence is played 4 times in the verses. Let's move on to the choruses. Let me play it for you once so that you can see what's going on. The first one is a B power chord. So you play that power chord by barring the bottom 3 strings. And then we add the pinky on the 11th fret. You can add the pinky or the 3rd finger, whichever one you feel more comfortable with. But on the 11th fret of the G string, that's the 3rd string. Which gives you a sharp 11 note, so really nice and crunchy and tense with that power chord. Lovely chord. All right. And your second chord in the chorus is the exact same shape. You're on the 9th fret here, and you're going to drop the exact same shape down to the 5th, which gives you a G power chord with a sharp 11. Now, chord number 3. Very, very similar. So we'll start off by dropping the same shape down to the 2nd fret. Now, instead of having the pinky or the third finger, whichever one you have, down on the G string, instead of having it there on the G string, you need to move it to the D string. So that's the fourth string. And it gives you that, which is an E major chord with a ninth, so E add 9. So recapping, that B power chord with a sharp 11, then the same shape down to the 5th fret for the G power chord with a sharp 11, and then down to the 2nd fret, changing the pinky to the D string for the E add 9. So like we did at the beginning, let's break it up chord by chord and see what's going on with the rhythm in each of those chords. So on the first chord, we have 2 downstrokes on 1 and. Then we have a muted strum, which we're going to play as we move down to the G power chord. We're going to land on the G power chord on the and of 2. That means that we do this. 1 and 2 and. All downstrokes. So 1 and then we play that G again on the 4th beat. Notice how we're going to have that empty downstroke on 3 because our hand is always going 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a, and because we're changing chords before the 3rd beat, our hand still needs to go down on that 3rd beat. This is the way that we can always be certain that we're playing in time. Our right hand becomes our metronome. 1 and 2 and 4. And then you have a couple of strums, the chica, which is down up, that we're going to play as we move down to the 3rd chord. So let's play that first bar a few times in a row, shall we? Here we go. 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 4 and a 1 and 2 and 4 and a 1 and 2 and 4 and a down, 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 up, down, 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 up. Great. As you probably heard, that actually happens, that just going from one to the other at the end of the chorus. But at the beginning, you play it once and then you move down to the E add 9, which was on the 2nd fret, and with the pinky on the D string instead of the G string. And the rhythm here is different. It goes 1 and 2 and a 3 E and 4 E and a. That's down, 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 up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Let's break it down. So the first beat is down, down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3. We'll add the second beat. 1 and 2 and a 3. Let's play that again. 1 and 2 and a 3, 4. Down, 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 up. We'll add the third beat. Down, 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 up, down, up, down. 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4. Let's add the fourth beat. 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4. Okay, practice that until you have it, and then you can put both bars together, which would give you... Then that repeats, and then you go between the G, B and the G, twice, then you go down to the E add 9, and to finish that chorus, you take the exact same shape up to the 5th fret, which would give you a G add 9. You play the exact same rhythm, 1 and 2. You can simplify it slightly by just going 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4, chica. And then here we go down to the 3rd fret with exactly the same shape, which would give you an F add 9. And here the rhythm's different again. It goes like this, 3, 4. Okay, I know that this is a bit, wow, you know, so many different variations on the same rhythm. Is it worth learning everything? Well, I actually asked myself the same question. Is it worth me showing you everything, or is it just making it more complicated? But the thing is that she, and I'm talking about Beabadoobee, she's very consistent in the way she plays this. So she always plays the same thing. So that's obviously what she means. So if that's what the song is, I think out of respect and out of just trying to be as accurate as possible as well, I want to try and learn the way she intends the song to sound. And I think, therefore, that that's what I should show you. But also, I think that it sounds better because it's all these little rhythm variations that bring the song alive. It kind of reminds me a lot of grunge and post-grunge music of the mid and late 90s. Very, very cool. So I digress. Let's come back to this F add 9 and I'll show you what the rhythm sounds like. This is a 2-bar pattern that you can see here as well. See if you can follow along. We'll do the whole adding 1 beat at a time thing. But this time we're going over 2 bars, okay? So 1, 2, first beat of the first bar. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1. I'm going to add the second beat. 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2. See if you can join in for the third beat. 1 and 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. I'm going to play that whole bar again. This is the first bar. 1 and 2. Okay, you might want to isolate that and get that right before you tackle the second bar as well. 1 and 2 and 4 and 1. Okay, I'm going to add the first beat of the next bar. 3, 4. Now the second beat. Third. And the last one. Great. Okay, so work through that. You might want to watch that section a couple of times so that it makes sense. Make sure that you are playing the right direction of strums. So it's really important that your hand just keeps going 1 E ender, 2 E ender, 3 E ender, 4 E ender, so that you don't actually need to think about whether you need to play downstrokes or upstrokes. Okay, now if you don't have it, perfectly, don't worry about it. As long as you kind of keep along those lines, it's going to sound great. Don't let a couple of semiquavers ruin your experience and prevent you from playing the song. Okay, you can always simplify. As long as it sounds good, that's what you want. So there we have it. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I'll do my best to get to each one of them as soon as I can. If you enjoy the video, give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Click on that bell button so that YouTube notifies you when a new video comes up. If you are after tabs or sheet music, check out the link to my Patreon page where you have all that plus a lot more available to all my Patreons. Thank you for staying till the end and I'll see you next time. Hasta la próxima, arrivederci, au revoir.